Good afternoon. My name is Tumi Tladi, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Let's get down to business, shall we? Or before we do that, if this is the first video of mine that you are currently watching, please, I'm gonna urge you to go and watch my previous video, particularly the very first video, the overview, where I set out expectation of this YouTube channel. And then if you find this video to be helpful, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment if you have any. Tell your friends about the goodness on this YouTube channel, and finally, I would appreciate it if you subscribe and then click that notification bell for daily videos. I literally upload videos every day. I make videos and upload videos every day. Okay, so I'm still continuing with the series on version control. I'll come back to this list, and just know that with regards to web application, for MVC targeting both .NET Framework and .NET Core, I'm not yet done, particularly on the client side where, okay, let me just tease you a bit with what I want to, what's going to happen. Let me just tease you just a bit, because I think this is very important when you look at this list of the videos that we have already covered, from the very first video all the way to what you're going to be doing today, number 12. I'll talk about that in a second. I just want to tease you when I say I'm not yet done. Let's use account for YouTube user and log in. When I say I'm not done with this web application, this is MVC, this is .NET Framework, there's also .NET Core. There are two important critical, okay. Why is the account invalid? This is strange. Why is the account invalid? That we're going to talk about the documents. We're going to talk about, we did cover business, I believe, in detail, but not necessarily the code. We'll come back to it. We're going to talk about the documents. We're also going to do access pin. Please watch my previous videos. Finally, we're going to do the mobile application. How did I put up the map? What is responsible to make sure or ensuring that the map is here? So all of that, please stay tuned for that. So for now, I'm just going to show that I'm still busy, pushing code on both the GitHub and Azure DevOps. Okay, so hence I'm saying I'm still making some improvements on this system. So if you look at the repositories and give this guy a couple of seconds to breathe. There we go. C versus C. 40 minutes ago, I pushed some stuff, and then email API. 3 hours ago, I pushed some stuff. Okay, cool. Now, let's go back to this list. So previously, we did a video on branches, and I did show that I have multiple branches in my current system, which is identical docs. If I can just click master, see these are multiple branches. Today, we're gonna do branch to our project to branch, meaning that I did explain in our previous video that this mobile branch, it's only meant for this project, which is a Xamarin project. It also has some other, you could say equivalent project or minor project, which is platform specific for Android and platform specific for iOS. So, but I'm not gonna do anything to this system or this repository. Instead, I'm gonna close it. This solution, we're gonna use one of our newly created repositories, either private or public. It doesn't matter which one, honestly. But let's go and look for, let's do private. Okay, so I believe that this repository, or should I say this solution, it's empty. There are no projects. And what I'm going to talk about, I'm going to go back to the topic of master branch. Now, although I'm done with this video where I was talking about master branch, it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm through with referencing some of the topics like master branch. Currently, I'm on master branch. And if you look at the number of branches, it's only one local. And if you look at remote, there's only one remote. And by the way, please stay tuned for, there's a video where we're going to look at the locals and the remotes, and also where we're going to change this name from origin to GitHub, and where we're also going to add another remote, which is Azure DevOps. All of that is on locals versus remote. Stay tuned for that one. So right now we are doing project, its equivalent, or branch, project to a branch. Yeah, let's just call it a project to a branch. So this is how I do it. This is how I did it in identical docs. This is how I'm continuing to do it in my new system, C versus C, and this is how I do it in other systems I'm still building. Okay, so I would like to advise you to do this. Create a blank. We've already covered this. Now you're gonna add now project. So although this is gonna be, it's not gonna be like the official main system we're building. We're simulating version control, but using some sort of real life system we're gonna build. Okay, what's the name of this system? Oh, YouTube _ private _ new. Okay, cool. So we're gonna add, it doesn't matter the number of the projects. I'm not gonna do anything specific, but I'm gonna continue to use these repositories, both private and public. Now let's give this guy a second. And by the way, some of the projects I've never really done anything with them. To be honest, I've never done Blazor. Let's start with the Blazor WebAssembly. There's a Blazor server, but let's start with this one. Okay, please do your own research. I'm not yet on Blazor. I'm still gonna come to Blazor. These are things that I'm busy with. But Blazor, let's add Blazor. It doesn't matter because we're not gonna do anything specific. So now check something. So the name of the solution, it's YouTube private new, right? So YouTube private new, right? Okay, I'm just making it short. And I'm gonna say Blazor and then _web assembly. We just have to remember what this is because there's a different flavor of a Blazor. So this is YouTube private new Blazor WebAssembly. There's a reason why this is imperative. This is important. Okay, so I'm gonna add to this project. We don't want to do anything fancy. Like I said, the focus is not on the pros I'm adding. Let's see. Maybe we should go with this. What does it mean? If specified includes an ASP.NET Core host for the Blazor WebAssembly app, we should add it. Progressive web application, what does it do? If specified chooses a progressive, no, we don't want to do that. No. Authentication type, should we go with individual user account? Let's go. .NET 5, the current one. Okay. Like I said, the focus is not on this, but it's to create a project and then a corresponding or equivalent branch. This is the main topic, and I'll explain why. While I'm there, the main reason why this is happening, you should only use master branch when you add the critical stuff like a new project to your solution. Please use master branch. And when you are done, let's give this guy a few seconds to a minute to spin. Okay, like I said, if you haven't, please subscribe. I'm gonna urge you to subscribe, and then please tell your friends about the goodness of this YouTube channel, because I produce my own content. Listen, the topic of a version control, it's widely explained on the internet. When you Google Git version control or source control, you'll see a lot of stuff. On YouTube, probably it's the same thing. Now, I'm using my own style. I don't watch these videos and like, oh, let's do this. No, I just follow my own, a path doing this. What do you know? Fun enough, we have 3 projects. This is quite interesting. This is absolutely interesting. This is Blazor. Wow, because it gives us the server and it gives us the client, WebAssembly client and the WebAssembly server, and then we have the shared, which is quite interesting. Now, here's the thing. Oh, I don't know if you saw this. Oh, this guy. See that exclamation mark? Please make sure that the process of having to generate and restore packages is complete before you do anything. Currently, we have 51 changes. We'll talk about the changes at a later stage. Let's see if we have a video schedule for that. Changes. Why don't we have changes? Does it matter? No. We only wanna talk about undoing these changes. Okay, cool. So I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna close these guys. I'm not gonna do anything, like literally. These guys, they're supposed to be resolved, especially the packages. What are we waiting for? Is it still downloading? The reason why it needs to download all of these packages and finish downloading them is simply because the number of the changes they need to be completed. Like if we're expecting 51, let it be 51. Not when I'm about to create a commit, then there are some files that are being still added to the solution. To in the folder itself for this entire project, which is not going to be good. So if we just do this and then we do rebuild, let's give this guy a second. It says failed to download the package. Yeah, I was waiting for this. Should we wait for them? Can we wait for them? It's installing stuff. Let's wait for them, because like I'm saying, I'm teaching the best practices. Do not be in hurry of this process, be patient with it, because these files that are being stored, or these packages, the actual files that are being added, like physical, like files, so you need to finish. You need to let this guy to finish. It's very, very, very important. It's not about how big they are. Don't worry about my internet, it's quite fast, but we need to let this process to finish up. It's very, very important. And then rebuild all fail, and then asset, run a NuGet package restore to generate this file. Okay, so we have 2 errors, so let's do this. Restore NuGet packages. Let's see what it does. It still failed to download some of. Okay. For the client and the server. Okay. Visual Studio, wake up. Don't embarrass me. Visual Studio. VS. Okay, what did I do now? Because I can't afford for this guy to hang and then eventually not become. Oh. Okay. I can't restore from here, but I can clean. I can rebuild at the same time. Okay, and then we're gonna continue adding a couple of projects to this. I just want to do this one thing quickly, which is rebuild. Let it quickly rebuild. Let's see, can we get those? No, it failed. Again, it failed. Okay, the next topic is gonna be this. We should do this topic of commit messages. Yes, we should do this topic. So it's gonna be video number 13. It's coming after, which is tomorrow. The reason why, because I was thinking about this, don't worry about the rebuild that has failed, okay? The reason why, it's because then we have added the project. We're not gonna do anything. Do not do anything. It's fine if it did not resolve this. So then we're gonna come to Git changes. We did cover this in our previous video. Please watch that video. Git in Visual Studio and Git changes tab. We did cover it in our last videos. So these are the number of the changes, the files are being added. We'll do this when we some other time, but now it's not the focus. And then the like I said, the commit message, this is how I do it usually. And then I will say today being 29th of July 2021, and doesn't matter, it's Thursday. And then what was the action, but we explore this. Edit ASP.NET Core Blazor Web Assembly project. like I said, we'll cover this tomorrow. We'll talk about this commit message, and then because there are rules in creating, and I have my own rules. But with that being said, commit, and that's it. We go to the next project. That's how quick and simple it is. And then no, before we go to the next project, I want to show you something. In fact, no, let's add all of them. Let's add all the projects. I'm gonna add a new one, and then let's see, what can we go with? Console app, yes, makes sense. And then again, we need the console, and then we need to YouTube private new underscore, this is console. Okay, it doesn't matter if .NET Core or not, but yeah. Next, yes, and create. This one should be quick. Cool. Just give this guy a few seconds. There we go. Don't even delete this. I'm not gonna delete it, but because we need it. I'm still on the master branch. Oh, by the way, I need my commit message. We'll talk about this tab at the later stage, not now. Now I need this, but we'll talk about it at the later stage. So sp.NET Core console project. Perfect. Do you see the pattern? Are you paying attention? Do you see what's happening? Cool. Then we're gonna go for the next one. Trust me, this is part of this video, because when I'm still dealing with the first part, which is project. I'm gonna come to branches in a second. This one we know. Let's do a class library for the .NET Core. This is gonna be interesting. And then YouTube private, and there we go. Do you see what's happening? Like, are you paying attention? Are you? Okay. Also, we don't want to do anything to this guy, except we're gonna say we added class library. There we go. Okay, and then we need something like mobile, so let's go for Xamarin. There we go. And then this one is gonna be YouTube, then pn underscore, let's just say Xamarin so that we know it's Xamarin. There we go. Give this guy a few seconds to spin. I'm gonna add another one, which is WPF, and all of these are in C#, by the way. I'm not choosing Python, all that crappiness and all that. No, all of this is in C#. So Xamarin, it needs to take a bit while because it needs to add other so yes, we need fly out, and then we're gonna target UWP also. Why do they have exclamation mark? Okay, cool. So that's a template. Good. And let it create 4 projects. Currently I have 5. Now they're gonna be 9, and we need to add 1 more, so it's gonna be 10 projects. Let's give this guy a couple of more seconds. Oh, so I was saying earlier on that, listen, I'm not hired by GitHub, I'm not hired by Azure DevOps or any other cloud vendor when it comes to version control systems. But because I do my own thing, like I said, you know, I've learned, so we can argue here and debate, but I'm still going to continue with my own pattern of building software, you know, so this is how I do it. And then where did I learn? Well, when you read the documentation, when you read about the branches, they tell you about you create a branch for the login if you want to work on the login. And then this login, it's a new feature. You know, you don't want to mess up the master branch. We did read about that in our previous video when we did the branches. So you know, stuff like that. If you want to fix a bug, you know, so you should create a branch for that so you can test it on the side. Also, this is true when it comes to what should happen in these cloud platforms, GitHub and Azure DevOps. You should have multiple branches there, and we'll learn. In fact, we should do that also. While this is doing this, let's go ahead and do that. So let's use, we're on private, right? Yes. Is it private? Yes, it's private. While Xamarin is still busy being created, okay, we're gonna do some things. We're gonna add multiple branches, and we'll talk about that one. So we'll just go to, okay, it's easier here. So we're gonna start with, like I said, it's Xamarin. Enter. It's gonna create. You see, create a branch Xamarin for master. Yes, that's what needs to happen. And now we are on. Okay, so here's another thing. You can go ahead and do something like console, because we need a branch for console, right? Console, come on. I mean, you can go ahead from Xamarin, because I haven't done any work on Xamarin. However, when you have done the work on, let's say, current command console, do not create a branch out of this. Do not do that. Do not. As long as it says that this branch is even with master, it's great, because then it's safe. And then we had class library. And what do you see here? Do you see there are no spaces in between? There's nothing crazy. You can do underscores, yes, but do not have spaces. Let's check our friend. We are done. So I'm not gonna read this, because like I said, it's not about this. So we have a console, Xamarin. See, there we go. And then class library, and then we need this guy, which is a Blazor. And now for Blazor, we should separate them. This is where it's interesting. Why did I create Xamarin even for this guy and this guy and this guy? I'll explain why. Let me explain right now. When I'm on Xamarin branch, okay, let's add these guys, and then we'll come into this. Let's add another project. Last project. It's gonna be WPF for the call. WPF application for .NET Core. No, it's not. Let's search WPF. Let's see what results pop up. Because I want .NET Core version. Okay, let it think. In the meantime, let's go ahead and create the WPF. Yes, from this. Is it done thinking? Yes, for this guy. C# for .NET Core. Perfect. So this is gonna be YouTube. Finish. Now, Blazor, this is how it needs to be. So it's Blazor WebAssembly. You need to do this. This is gonna take it for client. This is the best practice. Please let it be for client, because we have a client project, and also we can do the same thing and say Blazor underscore web assembly, but this time it's a server. Okay, and then we can debate and talk about what about shared. Listen, if there's a need, for this project, that WebAssembly shared, then you can create a branch for that particular project. It depends on the amount of work you're going to be doing. So I know when it comes to Xamarin, I do less work on Android as a platform specific project. I do less amount of work on iOS as a platform specific project. Also, I do less amount of work on UWP as a platform specific project. So hence I depend on the main branch, which is Xamarin, because that's where 98% of code goes in. Here we're talking about permissions, we're talking about initialization of NuGet packages, we're talking about images. That's it. Oh, by the way, with .NET MAUI, this is gone. multiple projects. It's one single project. Currently it's two projects with the Win UI 3, but they are still working on getting Win UI 3 into a single code. Yes, you get the point. So we don't want stuff to be running. Aha, we did something. We made a mistake. What do you notice? Check what we did. Check what we did. We did not commit the previous Xamarin, and yet we brought in this guy. This is unacceptable. I did not do this intentionally, but we cannot do this because the commit, it's only supposed to be for Xamarin. Because if you look at this is for Xamarin. This is Xamarin, but we also have UWP. Do not do this, because what are you going to say? How are you going to tell your fellow developers what you did? This is wrong. It doesn't matter, undo it. Delete this guy. It should not be tracked. So currently we have how many in total? It says 99 plus, but we have a 131. Good. Because we need to delete this project. Unfortunately, cannot go through. Remove. There we go. But here's the thing that's funny about removing. I'll show you something. If we go to Git and then we open File Explorer, okay. So you see, it still is 131 because they're not deleted. It's only been removed, but they're not being deleted because the project still is here. Now, either you delete here or you delete here, it doesn't matter. Safely, please delete from within this tab. So click this guy. We'll talk about the delete. It's a very dangerous operation, but in this current context, it's needed. There we go. So now they're 125. Let's look at the File Explorer. It's gone. Now it's not gone. Refresh. It's not gone. So this guy has to go away because we're gonna add it again. But we need to do it the right way. Now it's gone. Good. So here we need to say Xamarin project. Yes, because this is Xamarin. Commit that one because I forgot. You don't want to make this mistake and become careless. You don't want to make that mistake. This is the topic of branches. This is a master branch. It needs to be clean. It needs to make sense. What on earth did we do on master branch? That's it. And now we can introduce okay, no, it's fine. Let's go ahead and do this. Re-add a guy. I hope this time's gonna be quick because this is very important. Careers are being made or they're being destroyed based on the level of laziness and then the level of you know, the developers don't wanting to learn. Because these things are very important. So I'm gonna assume that you are .NET. I'm really gonna assume that. Again, UWP and underscore, and then yes, great. Did you see what I did in order to properly remove this? It should not be tracked, but it should be deleted the right way. Let's finish. Let's finish. There we go. And now we can talk about this one. You know what? I meant to do something. There we go. Okay, and then we do this to say WPF because it's .NET Core, and then that's it. So how many branches do we have now? 7 branches. Let's see. Cool. Now, here's the next thing that we need to do. Do you see there are 5 outgoing comments? How I like to do it? Me. I instantly push them. This is the please pay attention. There are many comments. You might think that there are 5, but the number of the changes mean that these projects have been added and have been tracked now by a version control system. I said we'll talk about these icons and then what they checked in mean. All these icons, these logs. Stay tuned for the video. It's Git tiny icons. But the point is this. There are 5 commits, but a massive number of changes behind the scenes. What I like to do is to push. I know we're still gonna do a video on pushing, which is it's been scheduled. Yes, but for now they need to go up to the cloud. It's very important, and they're going to a master branch. They are going to a master branch. So this should be 0 and that should be 0. So the question is, did he push? Unable to push to the remote repository because your local branch is behind the remote. Oh, I know why. Oh, we made a big mistake of our life. Do you want to know the mistake that we made? Let's go back to code. It's because of these commits 3, the readme stuff and all that. Oh, please do not do this, but it's fine. Let's pull then push. I forgot that we need to check if there are any changes. This is where the topic of fresh comes in, pull, and only then push. But you see how raw I am. Now you are learning the mistakes. Do not do this, do that, because this is important. First, you fresh, you see, successfully synchronize incoming and outgoing commits, which is fantastic. Can we double check that? And then now there are 3. If we hit refresh, there should be 9. There we go. Now we have our project remotely. There we go. Now we are done with the first part, which is the projects. Now let's talk about what we did in the first half part of the branches, which is we created 7 branches. So now we need to create the corresponding branches locally. So out of master, you can do that and type in. So we know we have WPF from master branch. Go ahead. You see, based on yes, master branch. I made a mistake by checking in, but it's fine. Now it checked into WPF. Let's go to master because I want to show you something. Okay, the next one is gonna be Xamarin, but do not check out. Create. So that means you're gonna still stay on the master branch, but it's gonna be created. There we go. The next one we have console, and then don't check out yet because this good thing of going back and forth, it exhausted the get. And then I know we have a class library. I said library, not library. Do not check out also. And then I believe we need 2 more to go. And then we have Blazor underscore server. So it's gonna be the first part, which is the server. And then also do not check out. And then lastly, this one is gonna be for client. So they're supposed to be 7 in total. Great. There we go. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can also check from here. So there they are, 7. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Something's missing here. 1. Okay, view more branches. Stop doing that. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, including master. Okay, so that's the number of the branches that we have, 7 in total. So this is how it's supposed to be. This is the right way. Okay, and we are done. The next video, and then because you then understand that okay, we have this project, we're just gonna play but we're going to be teaching a lot. We're first going to be looking at identical docs, and then we're going to come here. We're going to be exploring all these things. We have already pushed. To be honest, I think the next thing that we need to do should be this, because it's very important to know where you're pushing. Yeah, this is very important. Or maybe we can create the commit messages locally, and then later on then we use this guy, which is we set up the remote, and then we go after push. Yes, I love this. So this guy is gonna come here, number 14, where we're gonna show especially setting up the remote, right? The next one is gonna be push. Unfortunately, it needs to come first so we can push the changes we're gonna make. There we go. And then we'll deal with the rest later on. Make sense? Perfect. Trust me, my YouTube has a good quality content, well, with some issues of a computer running slow, English running out of airtime, and depleting, internet being slowish sometimes, but I provide something that's good, something that's of high quality. And with that being said, let's meet on the next video. Thank you. Subscribe.